Hi. Yeah, so as you know, I already talked about Cleopatra and what's her name, Queen Charlotte, and pointed out the historical inaccuracies about them. This time I'll be talking about another kind of similar theme that you might say movie, which is about female power figures. And another, this one is actually based on a woman that was, an African of black, race. So this is about a woman king, as I said. The movie titled The Woman King. So this movie was obviously uh, one of the few so far that are. Of course, we had as well for you might say this the second Black Panther is also kind of a movie where the main character and the hero is a black woman, of course. But yeah, so it's a part of the whole wave of black women empowerment movies. Yeah. Um, it was a rather well made, I guess, film. Even though I think, well, what was positive is that actually didn't show just, the white man as the crooks, the villain, but actually all men, also black men. I mean, because what happens in the beginning is that a young girl, she will not accept being married to somebody that she doesn't love, and she her I don't remember if he was supposed to be her husband or her whatever, the leader of her tribe. He tries to, to discipline her, and she, hits him and then runs away. So yeah, it's pretty much a movie about the male-dominated tribal society. Yeah, it is a movie about how men can be, how men suck. well, well, not exactly. But the thing is, one thing that I didn't like about it is how they show this. The only good man. There are no other men, but they are good in this movie. But this guy, who is of mixed race, he's from comes from Spain, but one of his parents can't remember which was black. So it's about being yeah, what I don't like is how at first he is the other Spanish man, white man who is supposed to be his friend. Suddenly later turns out to be a real a real douchebag, and starts treating him just like almost as if he was one of these slaves, these native Africans. So yeah, that's about a little bit a movie that is kind of has these undertones, bad white man undertones. As I said, the only good man from that side is a man who is half black. So it's kind of I don't know whether that was meant to imply that the only reason why he wasn't like the others, why he wasn't like his white master that way, is because he had something black in him. I don't know really, but yeah. there was a lot of there's always a lot of politics about, in the background of such movies, of course. Yeah. So was it a good movie? I didn't think it was very good, really, actually, because it's a movie where the ideology is more important than the actual, art, with the actual content of it. It's all about this, strong, strong black African woman leader, king, whatever, queen, and the very fact that they call the movie the woman king is something that I don't like, because a woman cannot be king, which woman can only be a queen. But I guess the meaning was that she was as powerful as a king, as a male. So yeah, so this takes place in the West African Kingdom of Dahomey in 1823, it says here. So General Naniska, leader of the all-female group of warriors, the Agojie, liberates Dahomean women who were abducted by slavers from the Oyo Empire. So this is another thing, that I think is has been a little bit too much in movies such as Black Panther. I mean, like his whole army is comprised of women. Like that's just a little too far fetched to believe that there could be so many women warriors, like elite warriors back then, anywhere. Like, so yeah, yeah. So this is supposed to be a love story, like, as well, but it is a meeting of two different, very different people. The guy whose name is Malik, who is the, half black, half Spanish guy, and one of the main characters, whose name is Nawi. So she's like the true daughter of Africa, while he's like, the indoctrinated, or however you wanna call it, uh, the mixed race guy who is like more European than, African, to put it that way, but who has certain love for uh, that country where his mother comes from. Yeah, so yeah, I think this is a very. I do. I do understand. I do understand the purpose. The purpose of this film was to kind of give more empowerment, I think, to women in general, but especially women of color, which is, yeah, which is something that has been happening uh, a lot lately in Hollywood. Not so much before, not so much before, no. But yeah, I mean, there you have had, of course, heroine movies well, I mean, women hero teen movies before, but not that many of, color anyway, not that many women of color. So yeah, this is about that, of course. This is about both the empowerment of women and it was meant to show how life was in general for African women back then. They really had no, choice. They didn't have many choices. Either, listen to your, father or your tribal leader, your tribal elder, and marry somebody just, to get married, not because you love him, or run away and join this group of warriors. So those were pretty much the choices. Of course, not everybody had that other choice. So this is what is the point, that the Nawi is strong. She is who she is because she's the daughter of this woman leader, warrior, warrior king, whatever, or queen. Yes. I don't know really. I think the movie wasn't that uh, well. The story wasn't that. The story is alright in itself, but I feel the main, I mean the co-main actress who plays Nawi didn't do a really great job. Really. Her name is Tuso Mabel. Also, I think Lashana Lynch is slightly overrated as actress, to be completely honest, because before the sorry, being in the Bond last Bond movie and Captain Marvel, she really didn't do much before that of movies, So yeah, so I don't know really. Viola Davis, of course, she plays the leading character of General Laniska, who is not a king or a queen actually, but a general. So yeah, but the movie is called Woman King because she is like a king to these women, I guess, or their real leader, their real king, not some guy that really rules that kingdom. So it's of course also about slavery as well, but that's not really much. That's not the main topic here. I believe it's simply that fight against these gender roles, these gender roles, because gender roles that women cannot be independent, that they cannot be warriors, that they cannot be strong. It's also about the male dominated culture, which of course we know existed and everywhere in the world, not just in Africa, but yeah, in some places it was more brutal, even more dominant than in others. Yeah, so yeah, as such, it is, I guess, a worthy watch once at least. So yeah, I think generally this film, as an artistic movie, is not really something that is really worth talking about. But from that point of view, that I just talked about, the socio-political point of view, it is worth watching, because yeah, it's especially for those who are, themselves women and women of color. So yeah, I don't know really what. I guess I would give like six something, 6 or 7, between 1 and 10. So yeah, those were my thoughts on that movie. Yeah, I neither like it or hate it. It's like I'm kind of in the middle. All right, bye. Thanks for watching.